dealing with hurricanes and any other disaster that may affect our lives. And we're located here in the Disaster Survival House, which is right here at Deerfield Beach, right near Southwest 10th and I-95. And we're a place that the public can come out. We're open today, Saturday. We're open till about 3 o'clock yet today if you want to come on out with seeing some of the experts, and also then sign up for the My Safe Florida Home program. Folks here with that as well. And in general, we're a place that you can come out and learn about many different topics. First of all, this house, the Disaster Survival House, was built to withstand hurricane-force winds. So you learn about mitigation technology, fortification techniques, and building a stronger home. And in addition to that then, many topics in preparedness safety throughout the house dealing with hurricanes. So we're a community resource working together with all the folks. It's part of a team approach, if you will, working with everyone on a common bond in terms of getting the public ready and prepared. And with all the messages here at the house, you can see that Monday through Friday. You can learn more about us as an organization and the house with our showroom booth right here on the Expo. Also links to our website, which is hurricanewarning.org. So we're going to continue on then here. Lots of folks, and there's many different topics to cover when you talk about a hurricane coming our way. And we have Mr. Erik Hughes with us now. A man who's personally well fit, a certified personal trainer. Erik, thank you so much for joining us.
How are you doing today?
Very good. Thank you so much for participating in this live event in the Expo. I know you have a showroom also we'll keep referring to as far as folks learning more about you and services you can offer to the community. But let's talk about that first, kind of the name of your business, if you will, and what it is you do.
Erik, I'm a personal trainer, certified personal trainer, and I'm called a one-on-one personal fitness, as well as teaching kids powerlifting and also private or wrestling lessons to students.
Very good. And again, the name is?
A one-on-one personal fitness trainer.
All right, very good. Well, you know, we talk about being personally fit, and that leads into when we have a disaster or a hurricane come our way, and some key things can start to happen. So why is it important to remain physically active while, you know, when we're so-called housebound after a disaster event?
Well, the key thing there is we're already at a disadvantage when you inbound into a house and you have a group of people inside. Sometimes temperaments start to flare and attitude flares and stuff as well. So what you would have to do is take some activities, small activities that would help you release stress and to stay focused so you can make the right decisions, such as doing small exercises inside the home. And you should involve everyone in the activities.
You mentioned a key point, because it is a stressful situation, stress, anxiety, frustration. This kind of helps alleviate some of that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, because with me, when you lift weights, it takes away anger. It's almost like a therapeutic session that you use this for to help you calm down during the day. And I think it is a helpful thing to use inside of the household during a hurricane.
So in terms of preparing or simple exercises you can actually do?
Well, there's actually no way you can prepare for it, but there's things around the house such as certain objects you can use, and you might not think that you can have objects such as 2 jugs of water. You can use them as though you're using curls for a dumbbell. And this helps builds up your tendon strength, and it also release stress pressure on you as well. But also a key point, when you're using light objects to breathe, so you can have oxygen going to your brain as well, so you don't feel faint. It's important to use that as well.
Absolutely. And not to make light of the subject, I mean, it's an offshoot. I know my beautiful wife Jane says, "Erik, I got the honey-do list and has me do things around the house." You know, you don't have to go to the club because you're going to stay in shape with the list I have ready for you.
I know one of those lists is well known.
But our thing there, that's in the home environment, though, that is a way to stay fit and help, relieve some of this anxiety.
I think that if you're not physically fit and during a hurricane situation, for those who don't have a continuous exercise background, you would have to do things accordingly so you're not able to sustain injuries, and to pick up things that's too heavy, and if it's too heavy, you would have to ask a person to help you And even then, you have to use a proper technique of lifting, because this is why you have people sustain so many injuries during a hurricane situation, trying to do things on their own.
Well, yeah, you think of it in before the storm, when they recommend, putting up shutters, or if they're going to put up plywood, physically intensive, clearing debris from the yard, to help out with flying debris, put that away, lawn chairs and things like that. That's lifting, and then, so that's before. Then you talk about after, with folks wanting to think that they can go out and start repairing and cleaning up around their house. Now again, we're talking physical exertion that gets them into trouble.
Something else that's a key thing to this year, you have to stretch also as well, and people sometimes are so cold and you just grab things right away and they sustain the injury. So it's very important to stretch, even though it's something minor. It can be a small object that you bend down and you can just, injure your back and stuff as well. So you will want to stretch before and after, even lifting a small object.
So stretching and then proper posture, right?
Yes.
When doing these things.
Yes. Proper posture, squatting with your legs the proper way. For an example, if you have to take a case of water, where people often bend down and over, instead of squatting down, grabbing it, placing it up on the table, causes them, some injuries and stuff, in the back area.
And what about when they start doing some of these things and aches and pains and strains, addressing that?
But normally sometimes that can also come from a wear and tear and from age as well. Mm-hmm. And you would have to sometimes stretch the muscles, and there's other things that you can do to help take away the pain and stuff as well. I mean, there's medications and stuff as well, but quite naturally you would want to stretch and try to ease the pain, and try not to lift things on your own. That's the best thing I think you can do for that.
Looking back to Hurricane Wilma, any lessons learned or some things from that experience?
I think so. I often saw people on my own who were trying to lift things and did sustain injuries, and I gave them lessons and talked to them about how they should lift. And there was a lot of elder people as well who sustained injuries, who didn't have the knowledge and skill to learn how to lift because they were on their own. And I think this is something that we should also exercise the right to them to teach, elderly as well, how to lift.
Very important,
Yes.
Very important. So again, to learn more about what you do and have to offer, we can go to your showroom.
And visit me at the site, and there will be a lot more info there you can gain knowledge, and it'll be helpphul for you.
All right, Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Valuable
Erik.
information.
Nice speaking with you.
Really, absolutely. It's all part of this whole hurricane phenomenon, and so on, with what happens before, during, after an event. So appreciate your time, and we're going to continue more with more experts here in the Disaster Survival House just a couple of minutes.